Geo4. Happy Thursday. Today it was a bit cloudy outside, so I thought it was supposed to warm up, but I was maybe wrong about that. I hope you guys are having an awesome time learning about all the weather that has happened this week, and you've been keeping track, and I've seen a lot of your pictures of you and your work, and I'm so very proud of it all. You're doing an awesome job. Keep it up. I have a book today to read to you about weather. It is called Down Came Comes the Rain, and it was written by Franklin M. Branley, and it was illustrated by James Graham Hale. So comes the rain. It's about, can you guess? Rain. Here we go. So it's a nonfiction. Here we go. And I don't think it's rain this week, but it looks like it could. Down comes the rain. Rain comes from clouds. It comes from big clouds and little clouds. It comes from black clouds, white clouds, and gray clouds. All clouds, big ones and little ones, gray ones and white ones, are made of billions of tiny drops of water. The drops are called droplets because they are so small. If this is the size of a drop of water, a droplet would be just a tiny speck, even smaller than this. Smaller than that, boys and girls. Water droplets come from water vapor. Water vapor is a gas. There's always water vapor in the air, but you can't see it, can't smell it, and you can't feel it. So there's water vapor everywhere. And when you go outside, there's water vapor, and you just don't know it. Water vapor is made when water evaporates. That means the water changes from a liquid to a gas. In the morning, put a teaspoon of water in a saucer or on a plate. By that night, it may have evaporated into the air. So there's an experiment you guys can try out at home. Put a little drop of water onto a plate or in a bowl and see if it's gone and evaporates into the air by the end of the night before bedtime. When wet clothes hang in the clothesline, the water in them evaporates. The heat from the sun changes the water drops and droplets into water vapor. And there's little arrows going up in the sky to kind of show you that. Just like the heat from the stove changes water in the kettle to water vapor, if you heat it long enough, all the water boils away. The water vapor goes into the air. Most of the water vapor in the air comes from lakes, rivers, and oceans. It comes from the leaves of plants and from the wet ground. Heat from the sun causes the water to evaporate. So I don't know if any of your moms and dads hang their clothes on the line. I like to do that in the summertime, and that's how, and then at the end of the day, it's all nice and dry. The water changes from a liquid to a gas, and the water vapor goes into the air. When you breathe out, you put water vapor into the air. Usually you cannot see the water vapor, but it is there. Sometimes, and this happens to us in South Dakota, if it's cold, you can see your breath. That's because the water vapor condenses. It changes from a gas to a little cloud. Did you know you guys can make clouds in the wintertime? Next year, we're going to have to try that. Hopefully we don't have any more cold days this year. When cows, horses, dogs, and cats breathe out, they put water vapor into the air too. On a cold day, the water vapor changes to droplets and makes little clouds that you can see. So even animals give water vapor out. You can make water vapor change to water. Put a lot of ice into a glass of water. As the glass gets colder, the outside of the glass gets wet. Water vapor in the air is condensing in the glass. There may be so much condensation that the glass drips. There's some vocab words in there, isn't there, boys and girls? Sometimes the glass stays dry. That means there is not much water vapor in the air. The air holds the water vapor. Breezes carry it from one place to another. Much of the vapor moves up and away from the earth. So you can see the lines going out of the earth, off of the earth. Air above the earth is always cold. The higher you go, the colder it gets. When air gets cold enough, the water vapor in it condenses. The vapor changes to water droplets. The water droplets make clouds.